Thank you for being here at Mr. Super Oz. This video is going out, and this channel only exists because I, Oz, founded Gamble Comics, which first release was Everlasting Survivors, a 68-page graphic novel called All Day Long. Available now. Follow the link in the description that will take you to gamblecomics.com. While there, you can get hats, shirts, posters, much more, but most importantly, the story itself. Coming soon from Gamble Comics, BC Brute. The All-State Arena in Chicago, Illinois, the 10th of April, 2003. The show begins with King William, Queen Terry, Rook Nowinski, Knight Test, and Bishop Storm.
There it is.
All in the ring, all celebrating their royal nature, their
dash and good looks and success in life.
Absolutely. And we hear an all too familiar tune from not just last week, but from years prior in World Championship Wrestling. That being Bill Goldberg's theme song. And he comes out to face Rook Nowinski in the opening match of the night. Goldberg wins, obviously, in decisive fashion. Now, this is 2003, not Saudi Arabia in, 2018, probably?
Yeah,
with Taker, something like that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
So this is a time when Bill still has
it.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say the ability to do more than just two moves, and realistically one of them well. And so...
I will say, Bill Goldberg, I talk a lot of crap about him.
Mm-hmm.
All-time spear. One of the best spears
absolutely,
ever.
Absolutely. Well, and like I said, from, let's say, 1998 to 2004, he had the ability to do multiple things. And
he had a moveset.
Yeah. Hey, look, that's back. But yeah, his arsenal was impressive.
Yeah, it was diverse. It was very athletic.
And here's the important thing about it. Chris Nowinski, or in this case, Rook Nowinski, is an excellent athlete and is able to make all of the things that Bill is able to do look devastating.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and give a bit of a spoiler for the coming year. I think it's year. Maybe it's next year, but the coming time. I'll give a bit of a spoiler. And anybody who knows...
Let me get my crystal ball so you can see into the future.
I was going to say, anybody who knows Chris Nowinski's life knows that he didn't have a long wrestling career because of having multiple concussions, and now he's on the forefront of helping people recognize that in real life. Mm-hmm. And so, not to sensationalize his injury, but to accentuate and make his time having to step away from wrestling matter, I always want him to take the most devastating looking moves to make it make sense when he has to go away.
Right.
Although in real life, something that doesn't look all that crazy can actually do the damage.
And usually does.
So I think I figured out why Hurricane Helms was in the main event of last week's episode, and not just because he beat Dwayne leading into WrestleMania, and because he teamed up with Eddie and Chavo at WrestleMania.
Of course.
In a winning fashion, but because the Hurricane is challenging Matt Hardy version 1 in an Excellence Initiative match, meaning if the Hurricane can last 30 minutes, because that was the
That's the rule.
That's the rule. Or win the match. Then the Hurricane gets himself a title shot opportunity going forward, and that's exactly what happens. Hurricane Helms is able to defeat Matt Hardy in 20 minutes and 2 seconds, so with plenty of time to spare.
To say, he had some change.
And so it's a
heroic victory, to say the least.
I like that. It's a way to accentuate good guys doing good guy things, because up next is a very unexpected match. But here's what it's being built for. So, Mark Jindrak, last week, not via mic, but you could pick it up from the camera, was mad and talking crap about Jamie Noble. And so, in the back, on the way, I'm going to institute this early, because I like it a lot in real life. So we're going to institute it early. We're going to be having a cameraman follow the Iron Addicts to ring side. And they're not really cutting promo per se, but we're picking up the conversation they're putting down. And Mark says that if Jamie Noble thinks he can beat Brock Lesnar at Backlash, then I know I can defeat the Big Show here tonight on Smackdown. And so, like I said, the Iron Addicts are making their way out to ringside. Camera's following them out there with that one shot, just like they do in the
modern day
WWE, because that's top quality stuff.
Yeah, that's good production.
And so, Iron Addicts come out, and they Mark takes on Big Show, accompanied by A-Train, and oddly, or not oddly, but you know, he called his shot and he knocks it out of the park. Mark Jindrak does defeat Paul White, the Big Show.
The Big Show.
And one of the reasons why I say this is because Mark Jindrak in real life was never treated
well,
nearly as good as I do. But I think that the Big Show has proven he's the kind of wrestler who can lose and not.
It doesn't matter because he's huge.
Absolutely, he can come out still looking good,
smelling like roses.
So the next two matches are both Gold Rush matches in the Intercontinental Championship Tournament.
That'll be a tournament.
Let's say, for instance, that graphics were shown earlier in the night, somewhere between the prior matches.
Yep.
And the first one up is Billy Kidman taking on one of my favorite wrestlers of definitely my young life, but all throughout his career, one of my favorite wrestlers, that being Farouk currently. But at the time that I was a big fan was Ron Simmons, exactly.
First African-American world champion.
And so
That's recognized.
Recognized, exactly. Because there were always asterisks next to prior reigns.
Mm-hmm.
So Farouk does win this match. No knock on Billy Kidman.
I was about to say, I love Billy,
but he won last week. And again, like I said, Farouk's one of my all-time guys, so he goes over in this match.
The nod.
And here's the thing that makes this extra interesting. So his stablemate in the NPAA.
Yeah, the nostalgia's starting. Yeah, okay.
Bradshaw is at ringside with him. And when Farouk wins the match, Bradshaw gets in there, they hug, raise his hand. But Bradshaw, he pats Farouk on the back and he says, get to stepping. So Farouk steps out of the ring, Bradshaw stays in, and we hear the Japanese buzzsaw Tajiri's music. And so in this match, it is, now in both cases, it's heavyweight versus cruiserweight.
Mm-hmm.
But, and this is no knock on Billy Kidman's moveset, but when it's Tajiri versus Bradshaw,
different match
entirely. It's a different match entirely. And it's basically Tajiri's kicks trying to cut Bradshaw down to size.
Like an actual tree.
Exactly. But it's Bradshaw's ability to take a beating and keep coming. And I'm actually going to steal this from a Starrcade 92 review I did. So in this match, Sting, the real match, Sting and Vader are beating each other so heavily that they're both down on the mat on their knees. Although in this match, it's just going to be Bradshaw's down on his knees getting kicked by Tajiri. But Bradshaw gets so angry that he hits his goat clothesline from hell on Tajiri while on his knees.
Damn.
And Tajiri takes it, flips all the way over, and Bradshaw wins, even though he was getting demolished.
Yeah.
But he basically cuts his head off and pins him. And so both Farouk and Bradshaw advance in the 8-man tournament. We'll do more matches next week to see who else is in it.
Nice.
So this is the first time in a series, in the series, highlights the meteoric rise of Jamie Noble. So the show starts playing his career highlights.
Okay.
Both of his debut with Nydia, where he ended up winning the Cruiserweight Championship.
For sure.
Obviously, we're not going to highlight his breakup from Nydia because that was some painful stuff.
I'm about to say, yeah.
Both physically and emotionally. But, he goes on to win the Intercontinental title. But, yeah, like I said, it's a series that we're going to be airing as the weeks go on. And so, as it says to be continued, we see the former Intercontinental Champion, Jamie Noble, make his way to ringside, or out to the arena, I mean. And he is taking on Vascular Val. And after Jamie wins the match with his bulldog choke, after multiple headbutts, diving headbutt, like you said, he chokes out Val.
Running headbutt.
Yeah, all of it.
Headbutt.
Yes,
he does it all.
That's one thing I love about the 2K games is I was able to give. Now I called him James Gibson because A, it's a shoot name, and B, it's something the game would say.
Yeah.
But I gave Headstrong James Gibson, although in this gimmick it's Headstrong Jamie Noble. I gave him every conceivable headbutt, Glasgow kiss, diving headbutt, running headbutt, everything, right? So post-match, Mark and Johnny pull Val out of the ring, and they're very mad at him because, again, Mark Jindrak won earlier in the night and Val lost here.
Yeah.
And so they're upset with him because it's like, we're trying to prove a point here. That
we're getting momentum.
Yeah,
We ruined it.
He ruined it. So, can you guess what the main event is? Because we're at the final match of the evening, and honestly, granted it hasn't been recently, but it's all been building to this very moment. Do you know what it is?
I'm assuming some type of television title match.
It is the White Boy Challenge. You are correct.
Has not happened yet.
So Rodney Mack is defending his television title in the White Boy Challenge against the nearly 7 feet tall, big, bald, white man, Nathan Jones.
Dang, I thought you were going to say Simon Miller.
Freshly out of prison. And so this is the culmination and also it's basically a gag, right? So the whole point of the White Boy Challenge was because, Rodney Mack and Teddy Long thought it was
in real life.
Well, not only did they do it in real life, but do you know who ended the real life White Boy Challenge?
I actually have no recollection.
Bill Goldberg.
Okay. That makes sense.
So because I refused to put a title on Bill Goldberg because you have to take the title off of him.
Yep.
I don't do that. And so what I do is in this match, the White Boy Challenge ends when Nathan Jones beats Rodney Mack. But where did I say we were on this show at this night?
In Chicago?
We are at the Allstate Arena, Chicago, Illinois. So, what do you suspect this crowd does when it comes to Rodney Mack and Nathan Jones?
Riots.
Well, they
hijack the show.
They choose the worker of Rodney Mack, the man with the drive-by finish, the man who has been out here doing big work against Bryan Danielson, against Adam Copeland, against all these great all-time classic wrestlers. They turn against Nathan Jones, who's debuting and winning a title. They boo him out of the building when he holds up that television championship because this is Chicago, and in Chicago, we're fans of wrestling.
We do this wrestling.
Exactly. They're more for the ability than the appearance, which is, I feel like, what Nathan Jones was mostly about was the look and not the skills.
That's what I remember, though.
And, I mean, it's proven when he goes on to do Hollywood movies and he doesn't have to wrestle. He's just got the look. Yeah.
Got the look.
So, yeah, that's how this episode closes out.
Lovely. Love him.